What's good, y'all? It's Big Gucci Pimpin back with another Ace of the Diamond video. Quick shout out to y'all for giving me so much love on the last Ace of the Diamond video I made. I made like a moments reaction video. Definitely made me realize how many Ace of the Diamond fans there are out there, you know, because it doesn't always seem like there's a lot of Ace of the Diamond fans on YouTube, for real. If you haven't read the title, today I'm about to be talking about Ace of the Diamond Act 2, aka Season 3. I guess I'm gonna be talking specifically about why I love Act 2 so much and why it's my favorite season, like why it's my favorite section of the entire show. Yeah, I guess that's what I'm gonna talk about, right?
You forgot like 600. I ain't talking money, they ain't big money. If you want some, just say something. Now they wanna say something. Niggas talk a lot, might spray some.
So I'm gonna keep it real. There's actually a lot of things I like about Season 3. So I'm assuming right now that I'm gonna have to break this video up into multiple different parts. That's my assumption, because there's a lot of things that I like. The first thing that I wanna talk about right now is the new blood. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna just get right to the new blood. I think that's like the factor that is the least controlled, even though the whole thing is controlled, that adds the most amount of randomness and fun to the show. You know, like, we already know the other players are gonna keep improving. We know with the rivalries and stuff, we know a lot of the stuff between the schools, so it's cool to see like a new set of people come in and create new circumstances. I'm actually really proud of myself. I didn't think I would be able to explain that, but I did a pretty good job. All right, so when we're talking about like the new blood and all the new characters and stuff, all the new first years, the first thing that I'm gonna talk about is specifically with Jayto. I want to talk about how I thought it was so wild that they got the craziest recruiting class. I thought that was such a good thing that Terajima did. I felt like I wasn't thinking about it, you know what I'm saying? It's not something that was at the top of my head that I was thinking about, but it's like, yeah, Jayto went out and put together a really solid year plus, I guess, year of like baseball, a really solid ass year of baseball. So much shit happened and the program really changed and they made it all the way to nationals. They played the best team at nationals and they only lost by 2 runs. They got dogged, but they still only lost by 2 runs, right? So it's like their team definitely showed that they're, you know what I'm saying, they're capable of being a powerhouse team. Like, they definitely showed they're one of the premier teams in the entire country. And I thought it was great that, you know, Terajima rewarded them by giving them such a crazy ass recruiting class. Like, even when they were talking about it, what's her face? I forget her name. I always remember her titties, but I forget her name. Ray-chan. Ray was talking about how and the glasses too. Ray was talking about how it was really easy to recruit this year, you know, and a lot of people wanted to come, and they were talking about how there's a lot of senior league students that are coming to the team. Mind you, I don't know a lot about senior league, but I'm gonna assume that there's senior league, there's junior league. Senior league is better, junior league is worse. Senior league is like the elite travel kind of people, whereas junior league, I would just say, would be like I don't know, maybe like public school sports or whatever, you know. Still get some recognition, but not as much, I think, as a senior level joint, right? So I thought that was really cool. And I mean, it goes that way for every school. Like, I thought Inashiro got a pretty good class. I thought Yakashi's recruiting class was awesome. I don't even know too many of the people on Yakashi. The only person I know truthfully from their recruiting class is Tomobe. But I know he's gonna be freaking nasty. He's gonna be so sick by the time that he's a second year, let alone a third year. He's gonna be sick, bro. Yeah, and I just like the fact that Jayto got such a crazy draft class and got rewarded for doing so well. And to go deeper into that, I'll talk about individually the players on Jayto, because I loved so many first years that joined the team. I thought it was so cool that all these new first years have their own personalities, their own circumstances, their own, you know what I'm saying, rivalries and stuff. They got their own situations going on, and they're different than the characters that have been in the show. There's a lot of characters in the show, so it would be easy to repeat characters or have characters that are very, very similar to other characters. But I feel like the new first years are all pretty individual and they all have their own kind of personalities. Now, don't get me wrong, there's definitely traits of characters mixed in, but that's just life, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how people are. Like, some people have certain traits, some people don't. So I thought that was really cool. In terms of personalities and people, I mean, I'll just say it right now. My favorite first year is definitely Yui. He's one of my favorite people on the show. He's probably top 3, definitely top 5 for me in terms of favorite characters in the show, but he's my favorite first year. I think Yui is the perfect example of kind of the depthness depth. I'm trying to say depth, like I'm trying to say depth, you know, like deep, the depthness of the first year characters, right? Because Yui comes in and he's very similar to Sawamura. I love Yui. Yui's gonna be great. He's definitely gonna be an outstanding player by his 3rd year. He's gonna be the captain of Sato, and he's not gonna be the catcher, but he's still gonna be, I think, one of the best players in the country. And the reason is he's already really good. He's already Japan level, you know, Team Japan level player. If he went to a shittier school, he would probably start. They wouldn't be good, but he would probably start. He's definitely a very good player already going into it. He bats very well. But the thing that's the best about Yui is it's the same stuff that is so great about Sawamura. So I see it in Yui and I like it a lot. The thing that I love the most about the both of them is how they are both very, what's the word? They're both very willing to throw their pride behind them to keep improving. I love that so much. They're both very willing to wear their heart on their sleeves and show how much they want to improve, and they'll do whatever it takes to improve, you know. Sawamura was doing the most. We already know Sawamura's story. He was doing the most in his first year, but it's like Yui came in, he's doing the same stuff, right? From the first time, he's eating quick. He's trying to, you know, get in these sessions. He's trying to get into Miyuki's cram school. He's trying to get extra time with Furia. He's trying to get extra time with Sawamura. He's trying to just, I'm like, bro, I really respect Yui and his hustle and his dedication to try to be good, you know? It's like he really does play with a chip on his shoulder from being short and people talking so much junk about him his whole life, that he just has that motivation and that killer mentality, that Mamba mentality to just keep improving. I love Yui. I think he is a great representation of why I love the first year so much. He's got so much going on with him in his own life, and it's like, yo, I would love to see it fast forward to Yui as a 3rd year. But aside from Yui, like, there's a whole bunch of other really cool and interesting first years that have a lot of potential. I'm not gonna talk about all of them. I don't know all of them. Shout out to the dude that rooms with Haru. Shout out to the dude that rooms with Haruichi, you know what I'm saying? He's funny. I don't know when he's gonna make the roster, but he's funny. But aside from him, Asada, Okamura, Kagami, Sato, Kuki, they have a lot of players on this team. If everyone on this team developed the way they're supposed to and to their max, this team is gonna probably be the best Sato team that's ever been by the time that they're 3rd years. And that's crazy, because this Sato team that's coming up right now with Sawamura gonna be a 3rd year is gonna be disgusting. But yeah, when these kids are 3rd years, I think they'll be stupid, bro. Talking about Asada, yeah, like right now he's kind of wimpy, you know what I'm saying? He's not gonna do anything for the team right now. There's no way you're gonna put him into a legit game and he's gonna actually be gaining anyone, you know what I'm saying? That 12-6 will catch people lacking probably the first 1-2 times they see it, and then when they actually lock in, they'll probably start dogging him. But with that being said, Asada's already tall. He's got a pretty decent fastball and a really good 12-6 curve. If he can put more muscle on his body and build his frame up and just get a bigger frame, he's gonna be a really scary pitcher, bro. He's gonna have more throw power, his fastball is gonna have more heat, more accuracy, and then he's gonna have the breaking ball on top of that. He could be a really good pitcher just by his, you know, with his physical intangibles and stuff, as well as his pitch selection. And then you got Sato, and you know, he's gonna literally replace Kuramochi. I don't even want to go deep into him. I feel like his situation is pretty simple. He's gonna come into the situation, he's gonna be the next Kuramochi. He's gonna be worse than Kuramochi at first, he's gonna get better. That's pretty much how it's gonna be. In terms of Kuki, I like Kuki. I think he's awesome. I think he has he has the Sawamura mentality in a lot of ways. I haven't got to see him a lot. He's not gonna get a lot of attention this year. They have too many pitchers on their team. Next year though, I think with Kawakami gone, he could slot into that spot that Kawakami got and start to, you know what I'm saying, start to be more of a crucial part of the team. And then in terms of Yuki, Kagami, I just think they're both going to be really good hitters. Right now, Yuki has all the attention, but I think, you know, Kagami got a good frame. Like, he's a pretty good, he looks pretty good. They included him in the 4 people that they thought were really good outside of Yui and Yuki. So I think he has a lot of potential. Yuki is gonna be really nice. I mean, right now he can't hit shit, but when he does hit it, he's bombing the ball. Eventually, he's gonna be able to actually hit shit and bomb the ball, and he's gonna quickly become one of the best players on the team. And he'll probably, if he develops right, he'll probably get out of Sato with his dream of, you know, being ready to play pro. Yeah, I didn't actually expect myself to go so deep into the first years, but I told you I love season 3. I love these players. Like, you know, It is what it is. What's next? I guess bouncing off that, another thing that I really like about the first years and the inclusion of the first years is how the first years are kind of integrated into the team. I really like this aspect of the show. I really like this. And let me explain what I mean. So it all started with Coach Kataoka's speech on their first day after the first years introduced themselves in front of the second and third years. It all started there. And you know, I so much shout out to Coach Kataoka. I love watching him give that speech because it's like, yo, he talks about how the players that he currently has are really good and he likes them and they work hard and they got to Koshin because of the work that they put in, and they're still working hard and getting harder. So it's like he's really giving them a shout out and also telling the first years like, yo, kind of, you're not really on their level at this moment. You couldn't be. You couldn't be on their level at this moment because they just came back from Koshin and they're really locked in right now. So just pay attention to what they're doing and kind of see how this team works, you know what I'm saying? I thought that was an amazing speech, you know, and Coach Ochai even mentioned it, how he hyped up both sides. I thought it was really brilliant. I think sometimes when Coach Kataoka talks, he's fucking brilliant, right? So it all started there, and that's really how the team started to get integrated, you know what I'm saying? Because they got a lot of first years. They got mad first years, bro. The team got mad first years. If I'm not wrong, they got like 39 first years, something like that, you know, like a crazy amount, 35. It was a crazy amount of first years, you know. But even with all those first years and all these senior leaguers and all that, I love how the show stays consistent in the fact that first years are not going to see a lot of success, you know what I'm saying? First years are not going to see a lot of success in this Sato system. Maybe in Yakushi, but not in this Sato system. And it's just the way that it is. You can be good, but there's already a lot of good players that are already fighting for spots, and they already know everything about, you know, the whole entire operation, and you're new. So first years aren't really gonna get a lot of, and first years are just smaller. They're not physically ready, so they're not gonna get a lot of chances. But it's also nice to see that Yui and Yuki are kind of like Furia, you know, so they're kind of like Furia. They're getting real playing chances off the rip, you know, without really even having to prove themselves much. They kind of prove themselves very quickly, you know. The way Furia proved himself in like one pitch, that's the way that they prove themselves very quickly at the batting cages and stuff, and just do their workouts and eating. So I really like that. I like the fact that Okamura earned his way onto the spot also the same way that Sawamura did. He earned his way and through a little bit of luck with Ono's injury and stuff. I really like that. And I like the fact that pretty much no other first years are getting a lot of time to do anything, you know. That's how it was for Kanemaru and Tojo. That's how it was for Maizono. That's how it should be for most of these players. You shouldn't even see the field in your first year. You shouldn't. It should just be watching, learning, working out, and learning the Sato system the right way. So I really like that they did that, because it would be annoying to watch someone come, like to watch Yuki come into the joint, and just because he's Yuki's brother. I should probably start saying Masashi and Tetsu, but it doesn't really pop in my head until I have to mention the both of them at the same time. So yeah, I'm probably not gonna do that, but right here I will. It would be annoying if Masashi got on the team and was just an automatic regular because he was the brother of Tetsu. It would be kind of annoying just knowing how hard everyone else worked. I really like Aso. I think Aso is one of the best players on the team. Even though he can't hit shit, his defense is so stellar. And don't get me wrong, you probably don't need a great defensive player at left field, but it does make the defense very strong when he's out there. Shirasu, Tojo, and Aso, that is a crazy defensive outfield. Next, I'm gonna talk about the connections with their senpais. That's something I also really like. It's part of, you know, the integration with the team. I love how Terajima just went ahead and really made sure to build these connections with the senpais the same way that, you know, it would be for Sawamura building it with Chris, is the same way that Okamura is building it with Sawamura. You know what? I thought that was so funny because I hated the hell out of Okamura. When he first said that shit to Sawamura, I hated him so much. I thought he was such a dickhead. I'm like, who are you? And then he was talking shit to Miyuki too. I'm like, who are you? But it wasn't until I watched it back the second time that I really realized, like, yo, Okamura is Sawamura and Sawamura is Chris. That's what it is. That's what just happened, you know. He really disrespected Sawamura. He just did it to his face. But realistically, that's how the situation went. They went from hating on the other person to idolizing the hell out of them. To really idolizing the hell out of them. And Okamura really idolizes Sawamura now, which I like. And I really enjoy, it's not just the Okamura-Sawamura connection. I guess I will focus on that since I'm here first. I think it's cool that Sawamura has like a pet wolf dog or whatever to, you know, to catch his pitches. Even though now he's the ace and Miyuki's gonna catch him anyways, you know. It's good that he has someone that wants to help him, that truly like their goal is like, yo, let's make sure Sawamura senpai is 100% today. Like that's his goal. Miyuki wants that, but Miyuki wants that in a different kind of way. He just wants to see Sawamura succeed kind of for the benefit of the team, if that makes any sense. Whereas I feel Okamura wants to see Sawamura succeed for Sawamura. Like he just very much likes Sawamura and his personality and everything he stands for. So I love that connection a lot. Like I said, I was really irritated at first, but you know, Okamura started to grow on me and I'm starting to see like he's gonna be the main catcher. I didn't talk about that earlier. That really blows me. Man, it's really tough for me to accept that Yui is gonna be, actually real quick, I got this whiteboard so that when I switch points I can come back to what I was talking about. Alright, so it really blows me that Yui came into this school as a high rated catcher, you know, team Japan mini catcher or whatever, captain catcher, super stud, and just loses his catcher job so quick. He's probably not gonna be a catcher for Sato. I can't see any reason why he should be catcher. I can't see any reason, and it really blows me. If Okamura catches better than him, he should be catcher. Plain and simple. If Okamura catches better than him, he should be catcher. Unless it was a situation where you're playing someone that you just need a lot of runs, and you're willing to sacrifice giving up runs to get those runs. Then put Yui in, and then have a super heavy lineup, like have Yuki out there at left field or something, and then make it work. But realistically, there's no reason why you shouldn't want Okamura to catch for your pitcher if he's a better catcher than Yui. So there's really no room for Yui behind the plate. Like I don't see why you would be switching catchers and stuff. I don't see it. So yeah, that's tough for me to accept, but like I said, it's really cool because Yui's still gonna be amazing. He's still gonna be phenomenal. He's still gonna probably be one of the best players in Japan just off his current skill as well as his ambition. He's gonna definitely keep growing as a player. I just don't think he's gonna waste his time growing as a catcher when he knows Okamura is gonna be growing as a catcher, and the whole time he's there, Okamura is gonna be there. But yeah, I guess in terms of other connections, I pretty much enjoy really all the connections with the senpais and stuff. I think my favorite out of everyone is of course Yui. I really enjoy the connection between Yui, the whole room between Yui, Ono, and Furuya. I enjoy the connection that they all have. I respect Ono so much for the fact that he really, in his third year, he decided like, I'm gonna do whatever I can. Even if I'm not the best, I'll do whatever I can to help the team, to help Furuya. We're in the same room, I'll help Furuya, I'll help Yui. I'll do everything I can, you know what I'm saying? And still try to get better for myself. I respect the hell out of Ono. But in this case, I'm talking about Yui and Furuya's relationship. Actually, I'll talk about both of them. Yui and Ono's relationship is really cool because they're both catcher, and he has a lot to learn from Ono, who isn't the starting catcher and who struggled a lot, and Yui is struggling a lot, so that's really good for him. I think Ono is just one of the most mature and best like senpais on the team, period. I think he is, so I think that's an awesome relationship, and Yui just always wants to learn, so it's a really good relationship and pairing. Now in terms of Yui and Furuya, I love this because Furuya was the ace and he was the star of the team. Realistically, I would see that everyone would see Furuya as the star, whereas they would see, even though Miyuki is the best player, because Furuya went so crazy and he's the pitcher and the starting pitcher and he was hitting home runs and going crazy, they would see Furuya as the star. So Yui comes in, he gets ruined with the star and the pitcher. He wants to be the catcher going forward, and it's like Furuya just does not give him any attention. I love Furuya because he's just real. He's not trying to be a dickhead. He's just being real. He's like, bro, I don't want you to catch for me because you're not good. Like, no, let's keep it real. You're not good. And it's just like middle school all over again. Like, I can't pitch at full strength because my catcher can't catch. Like, I came here to play with Miyuki, you know what I'm saying? This is why I wanted to, come here to play with Miyuki so he could catch my pitches. So I'm playing with you, you can't even catch my pitches. Why would I want to, throw to a first year that can't catch my pitches when I can throw to the best player on the team and the captain? So I like how Furuya is really real with him. I like how Furuya doesn't try to baby him because that's not Furuya's personality. And I like how Yui accepts, because he knows Furuya is just telling the truth. Like, he's not trying to be a dickhead. I like how Yui accepts it and he just uses it as motivation to work even harder. I think they both helped each other grow, and I really respect Yui. I was kind of talking about it earlier, but I'll get into detail now. I respect Yui because he really gradually worked his way into the situation. He really worked his way into he did whatever it takes, like Sawamura would, to get his way into the situation. Alright, I'm back. Y'all didn't know my shit, Dad. You already know how this goes right now. I was talking about the connections with the senpais, I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, I was talking about Yui. So I really respect how, so I think it starts with Yui trying to catch Furia's, pitches, and he just couldn't. He couldn't do it. He couldn't catch Furia's or Sawamura's. He was really struggling. So then I believe he asked Furia to, if he could catch his pitches, and Furia was like, no, because he doesn't feel comfortable with it, right? So then Yui got like this chip on his shoulder. So then Sawamura went to pitch, and Yui was like, can I come along, because I couldn't get a read on Sawamura when I was in the bullpen. I'm like, okay, that's a dub. Good shit, Yui. And then Furia's going to pitch, and he's like, can I go watch him? Because, I wasn't doing a good job last time. I don't even have to be a part of it. I just want to watch. And then they was like, yeah, okay. And then I believe next time Furia was working with Ono, and then Yui was like, I know I'm not going to catch, but can I at least stand in the batter's box this time? You know what I'm saying? Can I stand in the batter's box and get a little closer? And then Furia was like, yeah, thank you, bro. And that really helped Furia, because he realized that people want to help him. Then sadly, Furia got injured. Then Yui started doing more stuff with Sawamura, pairing up more. And then as you can see, Yui is getting better and better as a catcher, until eventually he just kind of gave up and was like, I'll let Okamura do it. But he was growing, like, as a catcher, growing as a player. And I just think that kind of mentality of Yui is why he's gonna, continue to be really successful for a long time. That hunger and passion to just keep improving. And I really like that connection with Furia, because I think it's gonna help him keep getting better, because Furia doesn't want to go down to his level, so he's gonna have to go up to to be able to mess with Furia. And I'm trying to think if there's any other connections that, real quick, there's of course the Kuki, and I don't know his actual real name. I call him Kuki. I mean, I guess it's his real name. I don't know. There's Kuki and Tojo and Kanemaru joint, you know what I'm saying? Pretty much Tojo. It's more Tojo. Kuki and Tojo. I like that. That's a really cool one. But what I was gonna say originally is, I just like in general how much the first years respect the second and third years. I just love how much the first years respect the second and third years. I love it so much, because they deserve this respect. Like, they have definitely put in work to deserve this respect. Like, even Maizono, the first years give him a lot of respect, Furia gets a lot of respect. Like, Sawamura gets a lot of respect now. Miyuki, of course, he's the captain. He gets a lot of respect. It's just cool that these players are getting a lot of respect. Kanemaru, Tojo, they're getting a lot of respect and stuff that they deserve, and they've been working for. So even though that's not like an important part, for me, it just makes me feel good, because I just know, like, they've been grinding for this. It was not this easy for them, you know what I'm saying? And I know for the first years, it's gonna be the same for y'all next year, after you put in this year of grinding. This joint be like crooked. I don't know. I want it to not be crooked, but when I change it, you'll see that it just likes to be crooked. I think it's because I kind of like broke it on the side. I kind of broke it on the side. I don't know if you can tell. I know you can't, but I like cracked it on the side type shit. It looks kind of cool. I was moving my it also lights up. Fuck it. How the hell do I make this shit light up? How the hell do I do this shit? Oh. You can't really tell it's lighting up because I got so many. This was a bad cutaway. This was a bad cutaway by me. Let's keep it real. Yeah, that's the connection with the senpais. It's really cool. I like it a lot. And the last thing I'm gonna talk about is how much I love how the first years have their own world, you know what I'm saying? Like, they have their own world. And I was kind of alluding to it earlier with how they respect their senpais and stuff, but it's like they have their own entire world going on, and I love that, because Sawamura and them had their own world inside of the team, and then that world kind of became the world of the show, if that makes any sense. So it's nice to step back and see people in a new world, like they're fresh here. They got their own kind of connections. They got their own rivalries, personalities. They got their own stuff, right? They when they went for Golden Week and whatnot, and it was the first years left back to practice, they was talking about how they wanted to make sure everything was ready for the first team when they came back, because they know, like, yo, those are the boys, you know what I'm saying? They really respect their elders. I respect that. They got their own world and stuff. They got their own world where they be eating after, it'd be a little group of late eaters, and it'd be it'd be Asada, it'd be Sato, it'd be Okamura, you know, late eaters and whatnot. They got their own stuff going on. Okamura got his own passion and dreams. He's crazy as hell, but he thinks he's gonna surpass Miyuki, so it's pretty cool to have that. Okamura just has a personality in general. Like, it's a hell of a personality. And then Yui and Okamura got their rivalry kind of going on. Not much of a rivalry because of Yui, but if Yui was, you know, competitive, it would be a rivalry between them. And then it's really cool how all of the first years are kind of getting behind Okamura and really cheering for him. Like, of course, the first years are gonna cheer for Yui and Yuki because they're first years, but to be honest, they're kind of like, I don't want to say they're sick of them, but I feel like they feel they're kind of different from them. Like, they had a place on the team already, whereas I feel like they believe Okamura really earned his spot by playing through the second team and grinding his way up for a roster spot. And it's really cool to see how the first years stand behind Okamura and support him as he keeps going on, because they know he grinded for this shit and they know he didn't take the easy way, you know what I'm saying? He had the very hard way. So that's another thing that I like, and that just alludes to their world. And then probably the last thing that has to do involving their world is just the rivalries between different schools. That's the last thing that I like about it. The rivalries between different schools. I love when Inashiro played Yagashi and Naramiya put on a fucking show. Naramiya put on a damn show, bro. And Tomobe is like, the next time we play, you know what I'm saying, when we're a part of it, we gonna be the winners, you know what I'm saying, because of me, bro. And it's like, I love that shit. We are keeping the rivalries going, you know what I'm saying? We're keeping the rivalries going. Even though Naramiya is gonna leave, even though Amahisa is gonna leave, I guess Todoroki's still gonna be there. But it's like, we're still gonna have the rivalries if the show was to keep going. Mind you, I know the show is gonna end eventually and end probably relatively soon, but I still think of the way of like 10 years down the line, you know? I still think of a way like 10 years down the line, even though we'll never see it. So yeah, like, I just enjoy the period a lot. And it has a lot to do with the first years, to be honest. I think the first years are a large part of why I like Act 3 so much, and I mean like a huge part of why I enjoy seeing the way that they affect the story. I really do. And there's more that I like about them, but if I started going into it, I would be going into the other points that I have, you know, and then I'm just gonna break this into 3 parts, so I'll talk about it in a different part. Also, you know what I'm saying, you know, I'm usually Jayto at that dragon style, but today I had to come through with that Tiger Thunder, you know what I'm saying, with that Tiger Thunder, you know what I'm saying, like, what's up, boy? So shout out to the kid, that kid being me, who's also an adult now, so what's up? But yeah, y'all, love talking about Ace of the Diamond. I hope y'all watch this. I hope y'all tell everyone that's an Ace of the Diamond fan, like, hey man, let's do this, you know what I'm saying? Let's try and build up a little community on this Ace of the Diamond stuff, you know? Like, we got a pretty small community. Let's try and like expand this shit a little bit. I don't know. This show, like, it's such a good show, and it just doesn't have the clout to represent how good it is and how influential it is, right? I don't know. I just really like to see Ace of the Diamond blow up. It's so annoying to me that it's never gonna blow up, but because people just hate on baseball so much. It's so tough. It's such a good show to me. There's a lot of bad stuff in it, but people like a lot worse shows. It's just like, bruh, it would be really good for you if you just watched this and tried it out, you know? Real quick also, you know, because it's the video. I made this video because I found it funny that people actually dislike season 3. I thought it was just, I thought everyone felt the same way about me, like season 3 was awesome and it just keeps getting better as it goes. But no, people, there's a lot of critiques on season 3, and for good reason. There's a lot of still frames, there's a lot of laziness, there's a lot of stuff that they could prevent, but the actual story inside it, I just love it so much, right? And I'll leave it at there until next time, you know what I'm saying? I love y'all, you know what I'm saying? Jayto, love you, you already know. Read the descriptions. I feel like we're not getting enough people that are reading the descriptions, you know? You don't have to, but I'm just saying, I'm typing out 2,000, 3,000 word descriptions just for the hell of it. So read them, have fun. I like to talk in them joints too. Also, I always forget this. I'm glad I remembered. It's such a long extra, like, y'all probably already left the video by now. Also, I got the official Ronin Discord server up. I haven't been too active in running it, but I'm trying to get that joint like really active now. We got a few people up in there already, so let's just, you know, try to keep adding more people. Talk about anything in there. I'm in there talking about Ace of the Diamond. I got some, you know, Madden stuff, some MLB The Show stuff, pretty much anything involving my life or YouTube at all. It's up in there. I also have a lot of fun conversations, so y'all go check it out, you know what I'm saying? Only the official Ronins can pull up though, you know what I'm saying? Only the official Ronins can pull up though, like, what's up? And I'm gonna leave it at that, yo, you know what I'm saying? Alright, y'all, Jayto mess with you. Jayto love you. I'll see y'all for part 2. Heavy.